All right, welcome back to Crypto Talk, guys. So I want to run down a few things with you here on Bitcoin starting. I like what we're doing. We're holding on larger time frames. They're actually compressing on the daily down. Down from the 2 week, we look pretty good actually. We're consolidating into a bull flag. The 1 month printed a red dot, and people are freaking out that this means the end. It's not always the case. That red dot on the monthly can quickly go away if we finish basically February bullishly, which I think we will. Now, we're holding locally this point of control. We could flush lower. I do like what I see on lower time frames. The problem with today is New York is closed due to President's Day here in the United States, so this could come lower. But I do like the momentum aspect, but the downside is the momentum doesn't really count as much when the volume's low. So you could have a whale, government, or institution manipulate price for you. So if we don't get a nice consolidation push here, we're going to get a rejection rollover lower. If that's the case, I'm looking down towards the 95.590 here on the MACD chart. The most bullish aspect, believe it or not, is to freak people out and come down and sweep this 95.220 and then come back up. Or even more bullish is another catastrophic wick that would take out that guy plus kind of take out some stop losses hiding down in here. So if this kept coming lower, even better. But yeah, pay attention to that. I'm not trading on, let me put it this way, weekends is where I've lost the most amount of money over time just because of impatience and high leverage on low volume. So if you're going to play during low volume environment, let me suggest you use a low volume related leverage. So instead of doing 100x leverage like I like to scalp on sometimes, maybe you only do 40x leverage or 20x. Give yourself some playroom. So if you're going to play this for a long, definitely do lower leverage, put your stop loss below, especially this wick down here, if not this value area low, and then see what happens. You could build a position here if you're pretty confident, but I do like the fact that it is holding this local point of control. Guys, we've been range bound in here for a while, so you're better off putting in longs at this point in time than you were shorts. You don't want to short into support right now where you have support here at the 96.115 mark. So until we lose that and then back test with a rejection, I wouldn't look for shorts, in my opinion, at the moment. I'm moving on to Schizo. So this got rugged by, so first of all, this is a great AI agent project. I can't speak much more to that. We are utilizing them for Fusio and our AI agent stuff. Or at least I should say our CTO is looking into their technology. We like these guys a lot. GAIA .io or .com. Check them out. They are a decentralized AI node provider. They have global. You should read. These guys are just ridiculous. So in the future, I think all AI bots and agents are going to run on top of their actual infrastructure in its own decentralized fashion. So I think they're huge, but they don't have a token themselves. They have some developers and key people from that company along with Mastercraft AI who are building out this AI agent platform where companies like mine can plug and play our needs into a platform without having to do any actual development work on the backside for coding. We can just plug and play. So our financial planners can plug and play based on their needs. And AI agents, if you haven't looked it up, or AGI, is just going to become massive, and I think that's the real use case. And it's also the scariest one where they can start becoming sentient long term, and that's a whole different rabbit hole to go down. But yeah, so I'm bullish. This is a very low market cap coin. I think it's like when I bought into it, I think it's right around my average buy price. I just started buying into it recently after this whale capitulated. So what happened here, this candle, a whale sold like $4.5 million worth of Schizo and put it into Libra. If you don't know, Libra is the one that got rugged by the president of Argentina. I shouldn't say that. Looks like they pinned it on him, but yeah, the president of Argentina really pushing this coin as a bullish thing, and I just don't. I'm playing ignorance on his part. I don't think he knew any better. But right now we had a back test rejection of the support resistance flip. In my opinion, anywhere down in here is a nice DCA, so I may throw another couple $100 at this thing at this point in time. I think we're close to a bottom. If you zoom out a little bit, you can see we're bouncing off the 886, which is what the Asian whales like to use as a bounce point on most fib projections. So really at this point in time, what I'm looking for is another back test of that. Come back down, stair step our way back up, and then move higher. So this is a great accumulation range in my opinion. Again, if you know the project like I do, it's super stupid bullish. You've got rounding momentum here, which means selling is starting to exhaust. You can also, I can already imagine a falling channel here you've got as well. So you've got several things at play that you can play around with here that make this bullish in my opinion. If this did break out from here, you've got two options. You could take this breakout point to be very conservative, put that over to where you think it's going to break out, and that'll come back up to right around the 16,346 mark. Could mark that here in green. And then to be super bullish, or use more of the macro perspective, come from top to bottom. Massive bull flag. I think once the AI starts to take off as an actual narrative, you're going to see this. So all the way up here, you're going to knock off a 0. So what does that look like on a percentage gained portion? You're looking at 200, say 260% to get back to that target, and then you're up here at the 3,200% to get to that target. You have to know narratives, guys. Last market cycle was DeFi. It was a baby. It was born. Projects like Uniswap were just the big gainers. Anything related to that. Not sure how augmented reality, all that fun stuff with Meta is going to play out in the long term. It could once bots start taking over in terms of AI agents and AI bots. A lot to be seen, but I can tell you that companies like this, none exist. So the fact that this one does exist and is providing such quality to companies like myself and Fusio, I'm silly bullish on it. So I'm looking for a trigger wave to bounce here. I'll zoom in for you before I get off this coin. I'll talk about all of the rest of these. This will be a longer video just because I haven't gotten into actual coins at the moment in terms of price targets, but also I like what I see locally on Bitcoin. And also the Bitcoin dominance is falling. So maybe come back down and back test this trend line. Pull a fib here locally. I know some people don't like pulling fibs on small market cap coins, but this is about what this is what the algorithm does. So you come and grab this liquidity pocket down here. That's right in line with this trend line. Also, you got the 618 right above it, so you could wick right through it. But that's what I'm looking for in terms of schizo. Again, there's not much literature on them. Head over to their X page. You'll see their parent contributors. I think it's Gaia is how you pronounce that. The massive parent company. They're backed by everybody. If you look them up, there's not a VC in this game that's not paying a lot of money towards them to develop their AI-based infrastructure. So pretty cool in that. So Trump coin. Holding like Bitcoin, holding its point of control locally. I like what I see. Same thing here. I only use 10x leverage on Trump coin just because it runs so hard one way or the other. Locally, we are rejecting. So again, when New York closed, you may just see some bouncing around. I think London closes here shortly. So keep that in mind. It's just watching this stuff, watching for compression. I did like this bull div here. It's too busy over the weekend to play with that, but yeah. Melania, absolute rugged again. I'm still watching these guys. I'm not saying this is the best end-all be-all, but excuse me. We are holding. Excuse me. this small range. We have bounced off the 886 level again. Money flow is starting to come back up. You've had increasing liquidity ever since, or increasing momentum ever since we had this massive capitulation down to here. That was just a cascade of longs getting liquidated and stopped out, in my opinion. And on larger time frames, you see four X's. That's usually manipulation. So I see this as another accumulation if you're willing to be gambler. Again, coins like this that take 10x leverage or less, because it is crazy, and I just would put it under the wick. So make them stop themselves out. Likelihood all these whales have massive positions under these wicks of stop losses if they have any, and or their likely their liquidation prices are way down here at like 85 cents. So pay close attention. If Bitcoin bounces, all the altcoins will bounce as well, in my opinion. Rune, I'm still paying attention to Rune. Rune is range bound. Same thing. It is starting to curl up on the momentum aspect. So a lot of coins have, in my opinion, have bottomed locally. So let's kind of wait and see what happens with that. I'm not going to talk much else, but on larger 1 hour plus time frames to the 4 hour, you need to get back above the 200 simple moving average here in yellow. Bitcoin here on the 2 week. Massive wicks to the upside. In my opinion, this is just a bull flag. This isn't a complete dump back down to 68,000. If we did dump, I would look towards 86,632, but that would put in a internal lower low. But you would hold this top of this value area high breakout from the macro perspective. So I have two things going on here. You can see I have a macro range here on the 2 week and the 1 month. That's how that one was set. This is actually based off the 1 month, so that's why I've zoomed in for you. So in my opinion, this is just another accumulation before this trigger wave pops up over the next week or so and push higher. Zoom in here for you on the, let's do the 1 week. And let's look at the 1 day. 1 day looks ugly, to be honest with you. Keep in mind, this is the BLX chart. This isn't what I trade on, but it is forming a trigger wave here to the downside. Let's go back to this chart on the daily. Yeah, I mean, locally, you could have a bounce up, but I don't know. I'm kind of tentative just to watch what happens today. I'm not really looking to trade it. Let's remove some of my drawings here. Yeah, see on this one, it's getting a little more likely it's going to bounce, in my opinion. But we're still range bound, guys. We're still stuck between these two massive targets of 102.435, and then we've got the 91.214. So let's open up a window for you. Go over to CoinGlass. Let me move my microphone out of the way. And let's look up the Bitcoin heat map. It's a free tool. I suggest everybody use this. This is also where I have the pull multiple pulled up, so you can pull this up on several different time frames. This is the 24-hour. Let's go out to a larger time frame. Let's do the 1 week. And as you can see, we've got a massive amount of liquidity below us, so we could wick down, but you can see we're kind of rounded. There's more of it up here than there's anything else. So it's just going back to what I said earlier. All those liquidity levels are based off of these guys here. And then up here. So could we come back down and sweep? Absolutely. And then that will just completely rug everything else. But even though Bitcoin has been dropping, I've seen altcoins trying to form a local bottom. So I think that's possible here in the near term. All right, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. If you're gonna, if this is a coin, this would be a good one to short. Now you've got a dead cat bounce here locally. It's going to roll over. If I turn back on my Mongo Pro Trader for you, Take a look here. We're sitting on the 618 here, so I want to see that lost, but momentum is coming down. VWAP's curving down. We've got gapped RSIs, which means it's going to be a slow movement. It's not going to be a fast one, so it's likely going to bleed. You are rejecting from the 20 and the 9 EMA here on the daily, so this is likely coming lower. First target for a bounce is this yearly VWAP coming in at the 59.25% mark. So I think this is going to allow alts to kind of hold their places where they are now, while Bitcoin can bleed a little bit and it'll still be just fine. SUI. SUI is rejecting off of the value area low on the top range here, not the macro. Macro's bullish. We did have a sweep of liquidity here, came all the way down, and we've back tested, and hopefully we keep bouncing up. So this could be another, again, more on the next couple of days. I'm more bullish on most coins. Most look like they're forming a local bottom, so that's what I'm looking at here. BAM protocol finally looks good again. Again, this is a long-term play. You could leverage trade this. I don't. Maybe I should start doing that. But you're at the bottom of a range. So actually at the bottom of the macro range. So you've been triple bottomed forever. And you could even move this back over to here now and call this another triple bottom. Part of that triple bottom. So you guys got to be patient here with coins like this. This is a long-term play for me. Infrastructure is big for me long-term for crypto. So Ondo is the new sexy API provider, kind of like Chainlink, where Chainlink is the big boy. In my opinion, the next best in line would have been BAM Protocol, still is. They still have a lot of contracts with places like the NBA and European soccer in providing API for their all of their needs, plus the NFTs that they run things on top of. So don't count this one out. Everyone, this is what you want to see. And the one reason I'm bullish on coins like this one long term is just for the fact that you want to see a coin that has just the long term drawn out bottom. That's usually how things rocket. So if you can visually think back to XRP, you had 5 years of consolidation around 50 cents. Now, part of that was because of court cases that were suppressing the price. Gary Gensler in 2020, whenever they put that court case in 2021, rugged everything in terms of price. Again, it's not XRP I don't like. It's their parent company Ripple, which is very centralized, which I don't like. Don't like big government. I don't like centralized entities that control the actual coin, and that is what Ripple does. If you haven't looked into that, they sell a lot of the XRP token to fund their business and other ventures. But you do here on BAM Protocol, also on the weekly, you've got a nice bull div playing out. Really, it's going to print a trigger wave here shortly. So you could see this nice liquidity grab, double bottom, and then this could come back up. So this would be a nice, 150% move if this forms this double bottom, which I'm talking about. So play the range, guys. You don't even need to pull your range tool here. You can just kind of look top to bottom. You're better off putting in longs to this point than shorts. And or if you're like me, you could just dollar cost average down here. Solana's been rugged a lot with a lot of these meme coins, but Solana's holding up very well. Again, in a spot where it's better off to long versus short. And that's another good spot to accumulate. Not as bullish on the momentum here on the 4-hour, daily. Not surprising, yellow X showing manipulation. It's trying to roll over, but I think it's trying to bounce too. There's a lot of, I think you're going to see this come out in an ETF as well if it hasn't already been announced. I think it's been proposed, but I think you're going to see this lumped with other stuff in the future. AVAX, another bullish one of mine, bouncing off of the point of control here locally. I like what I see. So if AVAX can do what I want in the short term, you're going to get a $92 price target for a move up. What is that on percentage-wise? Let's take a look. Uh, 262. That's what I'm looking at. 262%. I did buy this over the weekend. So I found some Ethereum I forgot I had. So I went ahead and put some more into KDAO. So KDAO has been, if it can hold this yellow line here, I'm really stoked about forming a final bottom. But it's still got to get back above this value area low up here at 673. Currently down at 452. Low volume. It's pretty much only being traded now on CoinEx. Not financial advice, but if you're in a jurisdiction that doesn't allow you to trade on certain exchanges, you're going to need a VPN. You have a VPN, then you can buy all of the KRC20s, which I think will be another big infrastructure push long term with its decentralized fashion. If you haven't looked into Caspa is very much like a improved version of Bitcoin's network. It's proof of work. It's mined. It has a lot of the features you like about Bitcoin, plus some other aspects that are better, in my opinion. Apologies, I didn't take off some stuff on this chart. So Ethereum is bullish too. Another big bounce. It's still got to get back above the 92.22 to be bullish on the daily. That's also not just a support resistance flip level, but it's also where the 200 SMA is sitting. So if you're a gambler, this is a good spot for Ethereum. All right, last but not least, not last, you got a couple more. Casper. Holding levels, so I'm ignorant to this project in general. Well, a lot of people like it, that's why I have it up here. But this is a good spot to buy into. Very much like BAM Protocol, it's just been ranging forever and a local level with support. So if you believe in the project, this is a good spot to get into. Hedera, I like this one as well. A lot of Wall Street likes Hedera's technology, so keep them in mind. Slept on my neck wrong. My neck is all kinked. Holding the 50 fib level here currently. We look like we were going to roll over with Bitcoin, but it's kind of just wait and see. A lot of things are just predicated on Bitcoin and how the alts are doing. If the Bitcoin dominance continues to bleed, Bitcoin can drop and this will start to just range and then pump eventually. Tether dominance is trying to get another rejection. I need to lose it. Need to lose the 3.74% mark to get really bullish. It means more money is being injected back into cryptocurrency. Going from there. The U.S. dollar is in a downfall. U.S. dollar is finally capitulating, so we need the U.S. dollar to weaken over time, along with lower interest rates and plus global liquidity to continue to increase what it is. You're going to have the perfect storm for not just stocks, but crypto to really do their thing as they would. So I would expect a flush and come back down to the 104.69 mark for the dollar. Look for a bounce off that support. That is there's a lot of support here as well. You got to lose this 200 SMA, in my opinion, on the daily to kind of get more bullish. Jasmy, I have a small bag of Jasmy. Jasmy moves like with Bitcoin. Like Jasmy and Doge pretty much are like the antithesis to Bitcoin, where, or I should say it's more like MicroStrategy, where if Bitcoin moves a certain percentage, it doubles or triples that movement. So this is no different. So this is a nice rounding bottom. You've had falling price action and increasing momentum over time. So this is actually a nice massive bull div here. So I'm paying attention to Jasmy. I just have a small spot bag of that. Doge. Believe it or not, long term, Doge has outperformed not just Ethereum, but Bitcoin. So believe it or not, the most valuable asset. It's a joke. It's actually Doge. But Doge has a nice broadening wedge. And these are the price targets for that. So 84 cents or 85 cents and the $1.83. These are more or less macro targets for the end of the bull market. Doesn't mean it's going to happen anytime soon. So you want to target the all-time high first and then target this next target up here at 222% away. And then finally, this target is up here at 593%. Where are we, guys? So macro perspective, we're in the 4th year of the Bitcoin cycle, usually the most bullish. And even here, we got rugged. So we didn't get that full year push. So usually you have 4 good years and a negative year, and 3 good years and a negative year. So this is the 4th. It hasn't changed my thesis long term. We're kind of looking at, if I zoom out for you here, still looking for an all-time high somewhere in the neighborhood of the 2nd week of October, somewhere on the 13th of October is where I have it marked currently speaking. The bear market low is in October of 2026. And then lastly, we don't have any CME gaps currently. We still have one down here. We have one down here at 80,000 to 77,000. So that's still possible as a wick. Macro perspective, technically, we're holding up very well. I don't know if we're going to flush just because institutions are buying still. Governments are playing catch up. I think you had a governmental body in India has 1 billion Bitcoin now on their balance sheets for the government. So companies like that entities like that are starting to become known, and it's kind of interesting. Really wide RSIs here on the CME gap. Again, this is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, so this is what we watch for in terms of when the market's open. Market's closed today for New York and the U.S. due to President's Day, so I wouldn't expect much, but keep in mind, we could be really the 618s down here at the 72,835. That is very bullish, even if you wick all the way down to that. I'd be throwing the kitchen sink out along at that point in time if that does happen. Just FYI. So that's it, guys. Nothing I say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me, head to Crypto Blackwall on Twitter, the Blockguard Discord, Patreon for some one-on-one coaching. Fusio, I'll update you when we can. We have some more stuff coming out here in the near term. The airdrop has been released in terms of the marketing campaign, so keep that eye out there on the Twitter account / X account. We'll have more information on the airdrop. Reminder, the Fusio token, there's no team allocation, which means no one on the team gets any kind of funds whatsoever. If we want to buy into Fusio, we have to buy into it with the rest of you. So we have to put our money where our mouth is and kind of go there. So I'll leave you at that. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.